Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City just a lovely place to live. I'm your host, Colin Johnson, with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you're interested in buying or selling a home in the area, or if you're looking at investing in a rental property, give us a call at 423-930-8003, and we will look forward to helping you. Now, let's get to today's episode. Today, I am super excited for you guys to meet my new friend, Stacey Larsen, who helps lead the work at the River Ministry here in Johnson City. She's meeting people right where they are and helping them. And it's just a beautiful story. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Now, are you a podcast pro? Have you done a lot of these things?
I have done a couple. I listen to more than I have done them, but I have a sister that does radio, so I've been on her show some.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Always
seem like a natural.
excited. Yeah, I'm just always excited to share the river story wherever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Johnson City Living, we want to know number one thing first. What do you love most about Johnson City?
I love the mountains. So I've lived all over the country, but mostly in flat places.
Yes.
So I find when I go home to Minnesota or a place, I'm looking for the mountains. So I've been here now. Actually, the longest I've ever lived anywhere is Johnson City in my life.
Good for
So I don't take for granted the drive I have coming into work and seeing Buffalo Mountain and just seeing the changes with the weather and
It was
how
a little
the
different
clouds
today
are.
driving in, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Although we had a little delay today, so I got to set the alarm a little bit later
nice.
today.
There
So
you go.
yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of people say the weather is one of the things because you get 4 seasons. We got all 4 seasons in 1 week. It was
Exactly.
65 degrees last week. This morning I wake up, it's 21. We got a little snow. It was snowing like crazy yesterday.
Oh yeah,
It was beautiful.
yeah, it was. It was a snow globe.
And now the mountains, we've got 2 kind of tiers, and the back tier is just white. And then the
Yes.
front tiers, still got a little dusting on it. And then Roan Mountain had some nice dusting. It's just beautiful.
It is. Yeah. And then throw in the wind chill. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we've had it all.
Winter came
Yeah,
very quickly.
Definitely.
But the fall is
definitely.
just wrapping up. I mean, the leaves are still gorgeous in places. And so,
Yeah.
just had a sweet couple from Florida, and they're like, oh, wow. And I was, of course, showing them houses on Saturday. I'm like, oh, they go, how much snow do you get? Not a lot. It doesn't snow much here. Boom. The next day we get snow. I'm like,
Yeah.
oops. I sent them a text. I was like,
Yeah.
I think you guys, the Lord did that just for you.
And not usually in November. Yeah.
No, not usually in
Yes,
November.
yeah.
Not usually in November. Okay. So tell me about the origin story. Tell our listeners about how it got started.
It is a great story. And it's not just me in the story, because that's how God works.
Yeah.
He uses all kinds of folks. So there is a wonderful visionary in Johnson City. Her name is Betsy Beaver. And Betsy had been part of a mother's Bible study group. And one of the things that they did is they took their kids off to the side and let the moms gather and have time to talk and adult time without the kids. And she got so much out of that, and it never left her. And so when she became an elder at First Presbyterian Church, which we're a ministry out of First Pres, one of the things that she was asked to do is, what are you going to do as an elder of the church? And she hadn't really thought about it, but she said, I'm going to create a place for women where they can do laundry. And she picked laundry because, not all women have kids. So they don't always have children to bring them in common. But the one thing that all women have in common, and men, is laundry.
Every day.
Exactly.
Never stop.
I have a magnet that says, I love the 15 seconds when the laundry's all done. Yeah. Because then you take it off and you start all over again.
That's right.
So she had this idea to create a place where women could come and wash their clothes. And while they're there, they could get to know each other, support each other. And she put out a clipboard at an event at our church. And I saw it. It said the clean team of Johnson City. And I'm not into cleaning, but it said a ministry for women. And that brought me in because for over a year, I'd been part of a small prayer group at church. And my prayer consistently had been that I felt God was calling me to do something more. I had a great job at ETSU. I worked at that time I was at the Child Study Center. I was a family support specialist. I was there to help families, but I felt like God was calling me to something bigger. And so I signed on, and really quickly, because First Pres owned the building downtown that we are in, it had been empty forever. And if you are one of the old timers here in Johnson City, it used to be the Johnson City Furniture Building.
Mhm.
And the fun part is there's actually a river that runs underneath Johnson City. Do you know about this?
I do. It's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. And
They
the
built right
men
over
back,
top of it.
yeah, like a certain decade, like to be a man, you had to like go and walk under, it's like a cave. So I know people who've actually walked that,
Can we
but
still do it or no?
no, it's gone
'Cause it
now.
locks,
When they created
Founders Park?
Founders Park, they got rid of all the water underneath. So it is gone, but the river was on top of a river. But the church had purchased this old building, and they thought they could tear it down, but there was water underneath and the city wouldn't let them. So it stood empty. And Betsy came in and she said, "Hey, this is what I want to do." And so she got to work on the building, and it was nasty. It had been empty for decades. Like there were animals, mushrooms, all kinds of things growing in there. Gross. And I got to work as the director and started to create this program. And I don't have a background in social work. I had never really worked in a ministry before, but I just felt really called to do this. And I think what resulted from this was something that's out of the box, a
Mhm.
little bit different. I've never seen another place like the river, except for Oasis in Kingsport used our model when they were first starting.
Okay.
But it really just came apart together as a space for women. So it does just serve women. And a big part of that is because at the time, and we see even today, there's a lot of services out there that were just geared towards men, but not a space just for women to come and be themselves. And the story I love to share, because I'll get asked a lot about why just women. And when we were first getting started, before we even opened, I started to go all over the place and speak to learn about what the needs were and talk to people about it. And I went to West Main Christian Church that used to have loaves and fishes
Mm-hmm.
on Saturdays. And Jeff Downs is the pastor there. He let me speak. And so I said, "Hey, I'm going to be starting this place called The River. It's going to be for women where they can wash their clothes and they can take a shower." And this man raised his hand and he was like, "You're going to let ladies take showers there?" I was like, "Of course. If you're washing your clothes, you've got to, get clean yourself to put your clean clothes on." And I used to be a teacher. So he raised his hand again and I called on him, because that's what good teachers do. And he said, "I'll pay you good money to watch those women take showers."
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't call on him again.
Yeah, you're like,
But that is like
thanks,
the
buddy.
perfect example, because I see women when they are unhoused and out in the street, they are so much at the mercy sometimes of relationships, or they are targeted. They can become victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, all sorts of things. And so to have a place that's just for women, it's really special. And so we created this, and it was really based out of, if I was a person that needed to come somewhere and wash my clothes, what would I want that to be like? So we are an inviting space.
Mhm.
Betsy Beaver was in charge of the decor. So when you walk in, it's blue walls, green walls, blue ceiling, red furniture. I mean, it is not
Very vibrant.
institutional. It's very
Yes.
vibrant. It's very comfortable. It's very welcoming. And that's intentional, because some folks consider us their second home.
Oh,
They don't
wow.
have a
Yeah.
place. So they're at the river every day, and we become their home. And so that was a big part of starting it. But also, like with the showers, we have a sign in the shower that says "the healing power of the shower."
Oh.
And that was
Is that a rap?
from a woman named Rita, who would take her showers every day for almost 3 years while she was unhoused. And one day she came out and the steam was everywhere. She's in the bathrobe with her head up, and she's like, "The healing power of the shower." And I was like, we've got to put that on the
That's
wall.
awesome.
Yeah. But for women who don't have a place to take a shower, it is so true. I'll have women who are camping outside, and they're
Yeah.
like, I haven't taken a shower in 2 weeks. This is awesome. So they can come in and get renewed and fresh and start over again. And so we really try to look at it from what the needs are, and we practice something that we call radical hospitality. So
Mm,
that is to welcome everybody like Jesus would. So that's not judging anybody. That's accepting them where they are, welcoming them. We don't see people as broken because let's be honest, we're all broken. Yeah, me included. So
same.
yeah, and so we don't see it as our goal to bring people in to fix them.
Sure.
We are just there to walk alongside them. Um, we are relationship driven, so amazing things can happen through relationships. Wonderful things can happen then, but there's no expectations. We have rules like, you have to be nice to each other. You can't hurt others. Yeah, there's certain rules and things, but for the most part, ladies just come in. We don't know when they're coming in, and they just sign in when they come in, let us know what services they want. They can be within the space. There's nobody hovering over them or, watching them and things like that. It's just a place where they can come and be themselves and be accepted and be loved. And then we provide all kinds of opportunities and support programs to help them. So, um, we have a big sign on the wall that says laundry loads of fun. So laundry is really at the heart of what we do. So the ladies can do 2 loads of laundry a day for free. We have 6 washers and 6 dryers. Our record is 36 loads of laundry in one day.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. So we are serious about our laundry. Um, and for families that don't have their own washers and dryers and had to before go to laundromats, I mean, the money that they're saving by coming to the river and washing their clothes is huge. And we provide the detergent and fabric softener sheets and bleach and stain remover if they need that. So laundry really is at the heart of what we do. And then we have showers, and then we have other sorts of things that really help them with their basic needs. A safe space to be in the daytime. So we're open Monday through Friday from 8 to 3. Um, all ladies are welcome. We say all with a capital ALL. So they can come in. We kind of go, if they're new, we go over the rules and like that, but there's no like intake. We don't make you fill out forms and let us know what your income is and prove that you need our services. You're welcome. And so they will check, like maybe they're going to do laundry, maybe they're going to take a shower, maybe they're here for haircuts. Maybe they're here for some of the other programs that happen. Like, I always love to talk about this, especially when I'm in a room with men. But one of the big things that we do is we call it our tampon tower. So we have a shelving unit that has free tampons, pads, liners, all of that
All
stuff
the
for the
stuff that
ladies. Yeah, yeah, that's
we don't have to deal with
expensive.
by the grace of
Exactly.
God. Thank you.
Yes,
Mitch and I
exactly.
are like feeling very lucky right.
Yeah, yeah, because it's expensive.
It's
You can't
expensive.
buy
It's
it. You
not
can't buy it
fun.
with food stamps.
Right.
It's necessary. So,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, yeah, it's taxed. So, but it's a basic need. So
Yeah.
we have that there. They don't even have to ask us for it because some women will come up and like, do you have any tampons?
Yeah.
As if we don't know what they're talking
And like
about.
we have a
And
whole tower.
yes, we have a tower right over here. Yeah. So
How many ladies
that's
a day do you think are coming in there?
right.
Well, not, I'm sure, think. You probably have statistics.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah. So we average anywhere from 30 to 50 ladies a day.
Wow.
Yeah. And that doesn't include diaper day.
Okay.
So we have 2 diaper days a month. And our diaper program is called Changing Lives from the Bottom Up. And it started almost 14 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
And it started because mom had a baby. Well, it wasn't even her baby. A woman came in with a baby, and the baby was filthy in a filthy stroller and had a diaper on that she'd probably been wearing for I don't know how long. And
Oh,
she was like
poor
a
thing.
friend of somebody that was staying at somewhere. And so we gave her a bath in our sink. Um, we went out and bought diapers for her. We were able to take the stroller apart and wash it. And then we sent the baby on with new clothes. And I started thinking, like, where are families getting diapers from? And we are in a diaper desert. There's no diaper bank. At the time, there was a couple of organizations like Agape, if you did the parenting classes and their
Carly,
programming.
my wife, helps out at Agape.
Yeah, you could get diapers there, but not like a consistent.
Right. It's kind of if you're in the birth program.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So did some research. And so the way our diaper program works, it's a subsidy program. So it doesn't provide everything. It provides 25% of a child's diaper need every month.
Gotcha.
So we have 2 days throughout the month. So we're spreading it out. They're not just getting a lump in the beginning of the month and making it last. They're actually getting 28 diapers each time and a bag of wipes each time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And our diaper program has grown. We now have over 300 children enrolled.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And we're giving out around 12,000 diapers a month. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
It is. I have a whole separate team of volunteers that come in just to operate the diaper
It sounds
day.
like you need a whole separate building just to house
We
the
do.
diapers.
We're at First Presbyterian Church now. We had to move out of the river over to the church for storage.
Yeah.
We were very blessed. This is a strange thing to say, but after Hurricane Helene, so many resources were brought to the area and there were things left afterwards. And they're like, we don't have a place.
We have a million
Can you
diapers.
use these?
We don't know what to do.
We literally had a school bus show up full of diapers.
Isn't that wild?
And we're like, the river, if you look at it, it's only 25 feet across and 125 feet long.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, we want these diapers, but we can't fit them in here. Yeah. So First Presbyterian opened up the doors for us, and we now do Diaper Day out of First Pres. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's wonderful because we partner with other agencies that will come and table to provide information, like the Family Justice Center will come and set up a table, different Head Start, different agencies to come and share info. We also partner with Ballad. So every child born in a Ballad hospital is assigned a Strong Start advocate, and that advocate is there to help those families with resources when they don't have it. So if a family says, hey, I don't have diapers, they enroll them, we get them enrolled in our program, and then they can get diapers through our program. So we have, right now, I think we have 70 families that are signed up through Ballad. And then we also work with the school system's homeless program to provide diapers for those families. So it's just, and every diaper day, last diaper day was Wednesday, we had 12 new families. And the amazing thing is we have so many sets of twins.
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't counted them all, but I think we have around 14 sets of twins in our program. We have 2 families that have 2 sets of twins each.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the diaper program is really wonderful. It's really changing lives and helping people be able to afford all their bills, not have to choose between food and diapers, another basic need, not covered by WIC, not covered by food stamps.
Which is just nuts.
It is, and
You're
it's
like,
so necessary.
It's so necessary. And then I guess as you're adding families, kids are aging out, right? They probably
they age out at 3.
Okay.
Unless they have a delay or a special need, then we'll work with them until they're able to be potty trained. So when they turn 2, they get a copy of Mr. Rogers Going to the Potty book, which is a great book if you're potty training, because it's real kids sitting on real potties. And Mr. Rogers is just the best. And we also have our birthday bag program. So any of the kids, not just the kids getting diapers, but for our families, during the month of their child's birthday, from birth to 18, they can get a bag that has birthday cake, mix, frosting, and candles. So every child gets to have a birthday cake on their birthday.
That's cool.
I know. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool. I have a friend, Mike Marion. They do that at Rise Up. Ministry. Because he started that, and I was like, this is just beautiful. Because a lot of these kids never had a birthday.
Right.
And you're like, here we go. So they make a birthday cake. I mean, and then they have all the kids come around, and it's special.
It is.
It's the little things, right?
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Talk about how many volunteers you must have
I
helping out. It
know.
sounds like you've got to have 1,000 people helping you.
We have, and we've been around, we're in our 22nd year.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
we've had volunteers come and go through the years, but we have a board of directors of 10 people. So even though we're a ministry of First Pres, we are a standalone ministry from day one. We've raised our own budget, have run things through the church with a board of directors. And so we've got, it kind of comes and goes. You know, COVID really did a number on volunteerism. And I think we're still in recovery for
Okay.
that. But we have around 35 volunteers that come and spend time throughout each month helping us at the river. Because back in the day when I first started, it was just me and a volunteer. So
You were busy.
yeah, definitely.
And not
And
wanting to get burned out. So we need to help.
right,
Yeah, you need help.
right, yeah.
But if someone's listening right now on their commute, driving around or on a walk maybe, and listening to this podcast, and their hearts, like the Lord is kind of going, all right, hey, this sounds like something I could get involved in. What are some of the opportunities for them to get involved with you?
Exactly. We've got, we always need volunteers to be there during working hours. So we schedule them either 9 to 12 or 12 to 3. So
Okay.
volunteers are excellent. You're not just dropped into this place and, here you go, come
for it.
volunteer.
Right,
Yeah. We actually have a show and tell that we hold once a month.
Okay.
So all you have to do is reach out. We can schedule you for that, and you get a tour of the space, and two of my board members talk to you about what it's like to be a volunteer and what do you do. And, you know, it's very hands-on. So for some people that can be scary. We want to make sure it's a good fit.
Sure.
And they fully understand. And then after that, they are given opportunities to volunteer with a mentor. So they're shadowing for the first several times that they come.
Gotcha.
And then they are never there alone. There's always myself. And then my partner at the river is Rebecca Evans. She's the daily operations manager. And so we are always there. And then the volunteers are like the extra frosting on top. They're there to
Gotcha.
help and do everything from folding laundry, talking to the ladies, making a craft. One of the great things that we've been doing just the last few weeks since SNAP benefits stopped is I asked volunteers like, hey, bring a bowl of soup and some crackers or cornbread or something. So we can just have it on the pot every
that's
day
cool.
for the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hot, which has been really great the
For
last
sure.
few
Yeah,
days.
especially today. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a meal for them. It helps us to know like, hey, we're feeding our folks, and we have seen a huge need for food even before this happened. We've always had snacks available because
Mhm.
we didn't want to duplicate services.
Right.
We're not set up to do a meal, but we've always had snacks. And this year, especially, we have like really fortified our snacks to be like soup and ramen noodles and cans of tuna, peanut butter,
So more
just
of
trying to help.
almost a meal. Right?
Yeah, because probably 60% of the women that we work with are unhoused. So,
Now,
yeah.
when you say unhoused,
Mm-hmm.
just on the street,
On
or
the
they
street.
couch surfing.
Some couch surfing, empty buildings, cars. A lot of people live in their cars. But yeah, a lot of people are out on the streets.
How many ladies do you feel like, or is that you're seeing daily?
So they do every year. They do what's called a pit count. It's required for HUD to get funding. And this past year, they found, I think the number was 600 people in Northeast Tennessee on that night. It's just a 24-hour period were unhoused. And the highest population are our elderly folks, especially elderly women. I know women in their 60s and 70s who are on the streets.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's just
Brutal.
It's hard. It is. And it's getting cold. And we're lucky because the white flag can go out at the Salvation Army, which means people can go in that night when it gets below 35. But nobody.
But even 40 is free. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
It's just so sad. I
Yeah.
help out the Johnson City Housing Authority, and
Yes.
I mean, we're at capacity, and there's a
Totally.
waiting list of 2,000 people.
Yeah,
And
they
so
do what they can, but when you have only
you-
so many places, it's a challenge. Yeah.
It hurts my heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for helping these ladies, 'cause I'm
Yeah,
sure that's
yeah.
maybe the only warm place they're at that day.
Sometimes, yeah, it's really hard to leave at 3 o'clock when it's snowing
Mhm.
outside,
Right.
and yeah, you get to go home,
Yeah,
and the folks that are walking out with you
they're just
don't.
right.
Yeah.
Um, how are you guys funded?
Right. So we're a nonprofit.
Okay.
So we raise our budget every year, and that includes individual donors, corporate donations, churches. We have around 31 different churches that support us this year. Um, the biggest part, though, is individual donors. We have some wonderful people that have donated to us from day one and continue. We have a couple of fundraiser activities throughout the year. Every October, we hold our Craft and Goodies Fair, where different artists and makers donate items and baked goods and we sell them. We just did this in October
That's
and
cool.
we raised around $15,000.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
That's a
pretty
lot of baked
great.
goods.
It is for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of our bigger events. We also do, we make bracelets out of buttons. They're called river button
Oh,
bracelets.
that's cool.
And then we sell those. And that has brought in around $30,000 over the last 8 years or so. There's a whole group of us that make these. And then we do a lot of we do a newsletter that goes out that asks for support, and getting ready to send out my annual fund drive letter this week. So prayers for that. But, we just bring in our budget and try to bring in budget every year, and have been blessed to be able to do that.
It sounds, yeah, I mean, just from the number of people and then the services you're providing, I mean, it sounds like a lot. So I've got a number in my head, but what's your
Yeah.
budget
So
for the
our
year
budget
that
for
you have
this
to
year,
raise? Because I think a lot of people go, oh, they're probably fine,
right? Or a lot of people think because we're a ministry of First Pres that they pay for it
right.
all, but it's
It's
totally
totally separate.
separate.
You said
Yeah.
that earlier. You're your
Yeah.
own entity.
We're
And so,
blessed by First Pres
right.
because we don't have rent.
That's a
So that's
huge,
huge.
right.
So we can
So
subtract
overhead's
rent.
free, right?
Yes, so that
Well,
is
you've got
wonderful.
power and water.
But we also have a building that's 100 years old that has required around $100,000 worth of work in the last year
Oh, wow.
and a half. So
Sorry.
that has been a hit, but we've been able to do that because God is good.
All the time.
Yeah, exactly. But this year's budget was 160,000.
Okay.
Yep, I'm working actually on our budget for next year, and we are hoping to grow some of our programs, and
Yeah.
it's looking like around 200,000 for the year. So,
Okay. Well, that was surprising. I was thinking more.
yeah,
So tell us
yeah,
about the future of the river
right,
and kind of what you would do with this extra cash you're going to bring in this year
right. Well,
before it
we're
brings in.
hoping, right. Um, We are hoping to do a couple of things. Some things are just for the building. Like I said, we have to do some replacements of some floors that have had some flood damage over the years. But a lot of it too is just going to be growing some of the things that we do in the ministry. Like one of the new things that we started this year was a token store. So we used to do a distribution day once a month where we would pick something that we knew people needed, and people would show up and we would give it to them. And that's great for emergencies. But when you start to have people depending that they're going to get something every time just for showing up, it starts to backfire. And my perfect example is there was a woman, we used to give out underwear. If you took a shower and you didn't have clean underwear, I'd give you a pair of underwear. And one day this gal asked me, and I was like, gosh, didn't I just give her underwear? And I looked, I had given her that year 31 pairs of underwear. And I was like, what on earth? Why can't you hold on to a pair of underwear? Like, come on,
Yeah.
is this really helpful?
Right.
And so, you start to realize that sometimes just giving without a context can start to backfire on you.
Right. There's an expectation there. And then when it's not that day where you had the, supplies to give out, then they're disappointed.
And then yeah,
And you're kinda like,
exactly.
"Oh."
And you're like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
I don't want to let
Yeah.
you down.
So now we started, Rebecca started a token store. So the ladies, not only do they help us by doing chores around the river, like sweeping or taking garbage out or folding
So
towels.
no free shower. You got to work a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Sort of.
If they want to, they
Okay.
can still take a shower. And the token store is totally up to them. If they want to earn something in the
Tokens? Okay.
token to earn tokens to buy things in the
Huh.
store,
I like
then
it.
yeah, and not only is it helping the river, but it's helping themselves too. So if they go to a doctor's appointment, they earn a token. If you're sober for 30 days, you earn 5
Oh,
tokens.
wow.
Yeah, if you attend this event and learn about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you get a token. And twice a month, you can place your token order. You don't get it immediately. You have to turn it in by a specific time. So they're learning about some time management, setting priorities,
Deadlines. Yeah.
deadlines. And then they pick it up 3 days later. And if they don't pick it up, they lose the points and they lose the things too. So it's really teaching a lot of life lessons that are really important that most of us have to live around, but sometimes can be forgotten. And especially if you're used to just having things given to you, you start to forget, like, what can I do to earn this?
Right.
And then our token store has everything from mascara to underwear to socks to shampoo and lotion, batteries, phone chargers, headphones. I mean, things that they need, that they want, coloring books, all of this kind of stuff.
That's cool.
So it really gives them the power to choose what they want, but also empower them to be able to do something to earn what they're getting. And there's pride in that. Yeah. So, and they know they're helping us out too. So that's a win-win.
And then they're going to take a little better care of it because it's not free.
They're not going to lose it.
They're not going to lose
Yeah.
it. They're going to take a little better care of it.
So we give out, the tampon towers are free. And every October, we have our annual over-the-shoulder boulder holder giveaway day where we give out free bras.
Oh, there you go.
So we just did that and gave out 40 women got anywhere from 2 to 10 bras each. So, and the joke is because all women need support. So that's something that we have done forever and is always a very popular day. Yeah.
I love it.
I know you're like, well, okay, that sounds great, a bra. But as a woman,
Right. I'm over here blushing talking about bras.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
underwear.
When you only have one bra and you get more,
Right.
It's just like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Things that
super
we
cool.
take for granted in
For
our
sure.
regular life.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
If somebody's wanting to donate something right now, like what are
Yeah.
some of the material items that would be good to donate?
Right. So snacks,
Okay.
especially like the heartier stuff, like I was mentioning, like soups, macaroni and cheese, tuna, peanut butter, oatmeal. They love
Mhm.
oatmeal. Those are great because we have the snack bowl out all the time, and we have coffee out all the time too. So sugar packets and creamer. I'm told we have the best coffee because we'd let them get as much sugar and creamer as they want. And I mean, we go through it like crazy. Sometimes it's like you want a little coffee with the 2 cups of sugar you just put in there.
Yeah.
But if that's and I'm not a coffee drinker, I'm a Pals unsweet tea every day drinker.
Good for you. I'm a sweet tea guy. I need to get on the unsweet,
Yeah.
but
But we had a woman who was unhoused, and one weekend, our water was broken on the Monday morning, so we weren't able to do coffee. And it was a rainy weekend. And she came in and learned that we weren't going to be able to have coffee, and she started crying. And I realized, like, wow, that cup of coffee is a lot more than just a cup of coffee. It was like
a cup of hope.
yes, or warmth and just
right. Like I'm going to walk all the way down there to the river. I'm going to
get this cup of coffee
and
and it's
I'm
going to be
able to hang
great.
out with my friend Stacey, and
And
it's gonna
she
be
didn't
good.
get it,
And then
and
so
she
it's just-
cried, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
Stay right here. I'll run down to McDonald's. I'll be right back.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, no, I'm calling the plumber. We're getting this fixed.
We're getting this fixed.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen again.
Yes. Yeah. So snacks are great. And then also, for Christmas, a lot of people like to help out and bring things in. So there's little things that you can bring in that we will share with our ladies. So anything that somebody wants to do that, like even chapstick or just little happy things like that are great. And then we always need just cleaning supplies. And that might sound really boring, but when somebody brings in a bunch of laundry pods and cleaning supplies, that's money we don't have to take out of our budget
For sure. Yeah.
to be able to provide it to do the 30 loads of laundry that day. So that's an amazing thing. And there's other ways too. Like I talked about the craft fair. So we have a really big sewing fabric area in the back. It's a whole crafting space, and the ladies just can come. They can get stuff to knit or crochet, and we have crafting classes throughout the month.
That's fun.
Yeah, because hobbies are great.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a huge maker myself, and so it's expensive to have a hobby sometimes. And so we have the materials, and we've got the sewing machines there. They get used daily. And, if you've got stuff sitting around in your home that you haven't used, bring it to us. Craft supplies, all of that stuff, we will take it. That is always well used. And when I talked about button bracelets, we're always looking for donations of buttons. The older, the better. Yeah. So if you've got grandma's button box sitting around on the shelf, just collecting dust, we will make it into something beautiful and make some money for the river.
Buttons are so cool. Yeah.
They are. They are. Yeah.
Like every one of them is a little different.
I am probably the only person that is a member of the National Button Society. So,
Stacey, I didn't even know there was a button society. So yes, you're definitely the only person I know.
My grandmother was a member. And when we started the bracelets, it was with my grandma's button collection. And so when we make the bracelets, they get a little history card, and I tell them about the buttons that were used to create their bracelet.
Oh, that's
because there's a whole, I'm a total button geek. Don't get me started. But so yeah, I joined when we started making the bracelets so I could learn more about the buttons that we were using, that some were over 100 years old, and learn that story about it and where it came from.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, it is fun.
If somebody wanted to donate buttons, where do they bring them?
To the river.
Where are you guys located?
We are located right downtown, in the heart of downtown at 125 West Main Street, same block as First Presbyterian Church, but not in the church.
Right.
We're our own standalone building, and the pavilion, Farmers Market Pavilion's on the other side.
Gotcha.
Yeah, only blue building in downtown.
Yeah, great spot.
Yes.
Easy to find.
Oh, it is perfect because the bus station is right there.
Yep.
So many women don't have cars. They can take the bus if they can, or we're right downtown where folks are.
Yep.
So we could not have asked for a better location. God was really good at seeing that. Yeah.
That's cool. Are you guys on social media?
We are,
Can people follow you there? Where are you at on that?
Facebook, Instagram, the River Ministry for Women.
Okay.
You can find us on that.
Got a website?
Our website is theriverministryforwomen.com.
Okay.
So look us up there. And you can even find a great video on YouTube about us that I shared the link. So that'll probably be shared with the
we'll
podcast.
put that link in the show notes about you had an Emmy award-winning director.
John Hoffman
came
create this little movie about a 10-minute day in the life of the river movie. It was a huge blessing. So it is amazing. And when they filmed it, I actually didn't have gray hair. I look back and I'm like, who is that person? It's just wow, look at that. But it is an amazing film. And there's even on YouTube, we used to have a choir. So there's some videos of our choir singing and things like that too.
Yeah.
So you can find that on our website. But we are really a ministry that's opened and needs help and support in our community. We've been here now. We're in our 22nd year. Opened our doors on October 4th, 2004. So we plan to be here another 22 more years to come or more.
Right? And I called the other day because I had a client. We had just sold their house and they were moving pretty far away. And they were like, we don't need our washer and dryer. And I was like, oh, I'll call the river and see if they want it. And I may have even spoken to you. And you were like, well, we have some sort of deal with Lowe's. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's not necessarily a deal with Lowe's, but what we do is every 5 years, we get brand new washers and dryers.
Gotcha. How many do you have there?
We have 6 washers and 6 dryers.
Okay.
When we first started off, we had 4 and 4.
Gotcha.
But one of the fun things that we do that we started 5 years ago, during COVID, we couldn't hold fundraisers. So, I had just a flash of brilliance and thought, what if people could pay to name these new washers and dryers in honor or memory of somebody?
Oh, that's cool.
So we did that with the first original 12, and we have just gotten brand new machines like a month and a half ago.
Oh, congratulations.
And have gotten them all named now for $1,000 a machine. So it raises money for the river. But also, and we have some fun new names like Zelda. Yeah, there's some really good names coming up. But people know, like, oh, my laundry's in Zelda and Charlene, and I know where to go get it too. So
Mine's in Walter the washer.
exactly, because they're all the same machines.
That's
so they
cool.
all look the same, you know,
That's
and we
awesome.
have it set up at home like you would at home, like washer, dryer, washer, dryer, washer, dryer. So they all look the same. So having the names really helps them to be able to keep up with that. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's cool. All right. Are you ready for the lightning round?
Oh, yes, I am.
What is your favorite small act that you see that makes a big difference?
Smiling at people is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What's a myth about the people you serve there that's not true?
That they are different than me or you.
I love it. Yeah. Book, verse, or quote that keeps you steady.
Wow. So one of my favorite quotes is attributed to St. Francis Assisi, and it is share the gospel and when necessary, use words. I know, isn't that good? He's so good.
That's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. I love it. That's a good one. Okay. What's your favorite spot in Johnson City for a think walk or a coffee or both?
Right.
You can just share both.
I'm not a coffee, but
that's right.
I go through Pals every day.
Every
so
day.
shout out to Pals.
Go Pals.
Yeah, if I don't go there, they're like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, something's wrong. We better call her and check on her.
Right. But I like I just like driving around Johnson City, but when I came here went to ETSU, so sometimes just being on the campus and being up there is great, kind of being around that space. And they have so many beautiful trees.
It is a gorgeous spot.
It really is a beautiful campus.
I grew up on campus going to university.
Did you?
University school as a first grader through 12th grader. And then I'd walk over to my dad's office and it was like 4 or 5 buildings over. And the trees are just beautiful.
Yes,
and now we've got our 19-year-old there and he's getting to experience all of the beauty.
Definitely.
It's really cool.
Definitely. That's great.
What's a win this month that you're celebrating?
A win that I am celebrating. I am celebrating, I guess we're in November, so it's still kind of a new part of the month. So one of our gals, and I won't say who it is really starting to make some good choices in her life. So I'm really excited about that. So often sometimes you just want to hit your head against the wall. You just are there with them and you go through it and it's hard to see people struggle. But wow, it's wonderful when things start to really happen for them and you see them starting to care about themselves. So that's a really good win. And then I'm always just blessed every day that I get to be around the ladies at the river. One of the things that I tell new volunteers, you're going to meet people that are such a blessing to you. They care for us just as much as we care for them. And we get just as much out of it from knowing them and being with them. But I'm just always thankful. You know, November's the time for thankfulness and Thanksgiving and things like that. And I'm just thankful for the group of folks that continue to be a part of the river. You know, I have some volunteers that have been here from day one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Where I think the average volunteer lasts 2 years at a place. Yeah. So, you know, it's pretty amazing.
What is this is now we're moving into a more deeper one, but
okay. Deep thoughts
with Stacey from the river. What's the big prayer vision for the next 12 months for you?
Right. So we have been our board of directors has really been working on some strategic planning with a 5-year goal and then longer. So one of the things that we're really looking at that can be challenging is just sustainability. Um, but also making sure that the things that are important to us can continue, like providing what we do, and growing programs. One of the things that we do really well is when we see a need, we try to meet it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're really seeing some new needs
Mm-hmm.
that we haven't necessarily seen before. And we're really trying to develop ways that we can go about trying to meet those
Mm-hmm.
needs. So it's really exciting to think about that. And um, so much of it's really easy for me, and Rebecca and even my volunteers, we get in there and we're kind of in a little silo. We're in the river, and then every now and then we'll pop our head up and realize, oh, these things are going on around us and stuff, and get just kind of caught into it. So, kind of thinking about the bigger picture and how the river fits into that, and meeting the needs of Johnson City. It's really exciting. So we just are looking to grow. Yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. You said you wanted to see it thrive and grow for another 22 years. What do you see in 22 years for the river? What would be like if you could blink and wish it into being? What would you see there?
Right. I would love to see um a bigger facility, of course.
Sure.
There's so many
Could you
things.
use another 6 like washers and dryers on the regular or
If we had a different space.
right?
So
But the
we're
need is there. Is what you got.
yes, yes, more showers. We just have the one shower.
You got one shower.
Yeah, one shower. So, and we'll average, a slow day, 5 showers, but busy days in the summer, especially up to 20
Oh
showers a
wow.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they are in and out. So just, a larger space to be able to do some things that we can't do now, like having a meeting space where groups could meet, like, different support groups could have,
Mm-hmm.
some privacy in the back. And I've always really, because we do so much, we're kind of a crafty group of folks,
Mm-hmm.
and we have all of the hobbies going on with the ladies and things like that too. I've always really thought it would be great to develop kind of a side hustle to support the river that incorporated the craft making and doing things like that, of space for our ladies to sell things.
I love that model.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds cool.
We have one gal who's been coming to the river for several years, and she'll let me say her name because she's awesome, and I've written about her before. Her name is Brianna, and she learned to sew at the river.
Oh,
She was taught by one of my volunteers, Sherry, and then Betsy has helped her. And she now, one of her favorite things to do is she makes blankets for everybody. So when somebody comes to the river and she doesn't know them, she will be like, "Hi, what's your name? Can I show you around? And what's your favorite color?" And then she'll go and make them a purse,
oh wow,
And
that's
so,
awesome.
yeah, she is just amazing. And I would love to see more opportunities for people to express themselves in that way, and more opportunities to kind of start to help people. We have all these wraparound services and things, and just to be able kind of extend that even a little bit further. So whether that's developing partnerships with different agencies, because we don't want to do things that are already being done really well by other people,
Right.
but being able to find ways to support on a bigger level, whether that's housing or what that exactly is, that would be wonderful because we need it. Yeah, we need it.
Somebody's listening right now.
Mm-hmm.
What would you ask them to pray for?
Right. I'm going to be specific to today. So
Okay.
it's
I
really
love it.
cold outside, and
And we're headed into the colder season, so
we are, and it's dangerous. I actually, several years ago, was with somebody who had been outside all night and passed away in the back alley behind the river from hypothermia. And so it's scary. There's
yeah.
people can die out there. And so let's just pray, but also just the struggle for families right now for food. So just that basic needs can be met, that people can have answers and doors open when it comes to things like food and shelter.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. And, when I think of I ask for prayers, there's women's faces are in my head that I know that are going to be out there tonight. So just praying for them to be there tomorrow morning when we open up at 8, ready to get that cup of coffee and jump in the shower. And
Do they hang out there like all day?
they do. They
That's
do.
cool.
Not everybody, but a lot of
A lot
them
of people.
do.
And the hours, and when are you guys open?
Yeah, Monday through Friday from
Okay.
8 to 3. And so, yeah, we've got time limits for like laundry has to be in by 12:30, so everybody's done when we close at 3. Shower stop at 2, so the last one goes in at 2 so we can clean. But otherwise we've got some folks that are there every day. It really is like a community.
Yeah.
And so when somebody's not around, it's kind of like, hey, who has seen so-and-so? Where
Right.
are they? We need to make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
And check in on each other. And that's amazing.
It
Yeah,
is amazing.
everybody needs that.
Everybody needs a community.
Yeah.
People
I
that
always
care
like
about
to
'em.
say it depends on the audience, but it's kind of like that show Cheers when Norm would walk in and
Norm!
hey, Norm, right. So you know what I'm talking
Sometimes.
about. Exactly. And that's what we want the river. Like when they come in, we're saying their name.
And
We
you're
know who
glad
they
they
are.
came.
We're
Yeah,
glad you're,
that's right.
yeah, exactly. So we want that for everybody because everybody needs that. Loneliness is a hard thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm assuming you can go on the website and donate,
you can. Yep.
and you just need $200,000, right?
Yeah.
So no big deal.
And then next year is all taken care of.
There you go.
And it's tax deductible.
End of the year giving's coming up. Get ahead of it. Let's go.
It is. Yeah, exactly. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would make my job
a whole lot easier.
really great.
Yeah. And then volunteers. We need more volunteers.
More volunteers.
Get involved.
And then in-kind donations are always great. Yeah. So, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and
I'm sure
call.
all that's on the website, right?
Yes.
And that's the River
Ministry for Women. Yeah.
.com.
There's a lot of places called the
maybe.
River, so we had to add Ministry for Women. So, yeah.
Riverministryforwomen.com.
.com. Yep.
Got it. Okay. And then, because you probably, I don't know if you use a certain type of soap and that kind of stuff, like for supplies and dryer sheets and all that.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. So go to the website.
Yes.
And you'll
get a list of things we do take. Like we don't do clothes. That could be a whole ministry in and of itself.
100%.
I said we're a small space. So yeah, but we can tell you where to take them.
Sure.
So yeah,
Aaron
we
Murphy
can do
will
that.
take them over at Good Samaritan.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What else can our listeners do to help you?
What else could they do?
Give, volunteer, spread the word.
Give,
probably,
volunteer,
right?
spread the word.
Share this podcast with other people.
Share this podcast.
And get to learn and hear your wonderful story. My new friend, Stacey.
Exactly. Call and say, hey, I want to come to a show and tell and learn more about volunteering.
Yeah. What's your phone number?
It is 423-926-8111.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, come and learn how you can get involved.
Exactly. We'd love to plug you in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes we have folks that, hey, I'm just really good at sewing, and they come and they do a sewing class, or, like I like to do ladies' nails, and they'll come and do the ladies' nails once, and
That's
so
fun.
There's all kinds of opportunities.
That's super cool.
Yeah, we're open to anything. Not anything, but most things. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for following the Lord, you and Miss Beaver.
Yes.
Was her husband an orthopedist?
He is, Dick. Yep.
He did the surgery on my ankle.
Yes.
Yeah, he reconstructed my ankle when I was in high school.
He's a good
nice
guy. Really nice guy.
So, thank you for sharing. I can tell that you not only love these ladies well, but, you're giving your life away for them. And we just thank you for that. And thank you for the ministry. And we just will pray that it continues to grow and flourish, and that you're supported well, and that our community supports you well. And I think it's just a beautiful story. I remember hearing it years ago and just think it's one of these things that's just super cool. So
it is. And it could be anywhere.
And
if
it could be
Johnson City
anywhere.
can do it, it could be anywhere.
Yeah. You could almost take that model anywhere and keep recreating it. And,
exactly.
I didn't even know that you could get a shower there, which is cool. So I think that's a huge thing too. So
yeah. And we even have bathrobes.
How cool
because often some ladies come in and they only own the clothes that they're wearing.
Right.
So they can put on a bathrobe. And a few years ago, I wrote a story about those bathrobes and thinking of them as Christ. So when they put on that bathrobe, they're getting a big hug from Christ.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Right,
And that's a great Way to end this, I guess,
Yeah,
this segment.
you're gonna make me cry. So thank you
Yeah.
for that. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, please follow Johnson City Living. Click on the link below. Leave a quick review. Send it to a friend. Share it with somebody who can help out Stacey and her ministry.
Yes.
And again, I'm Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you want to support the river and just reach out to me, I'll connect you with Stacey. She will change your life in a way that's just impactful, I'm sure. And so thank you again for being on the podcast. Thank you for what you do. And thank you guys for listening. Have a great day.